Welcome to my studio.
Thank you very much. Glad to be here. Honored.
I'm so glad to have you here. We're going to talk a little bit today about point-of-purchase merchandising and optical sales, of which you are a specialist.
Yes, I am.
Highly experienced. And let's start off by having you introduce yourself and let people know who you are.
Excellent. My name is Bill Gerber, and I am a senior consultant with the Cleinman Group. I'm also the owner of Global Impact Group, and I have specialized in optical merchandising and growing the industry for the last almost 25 years now.
And we're so excited to have you on our team now. I know you've been working with a lot of our members on enhancing our optical sales through the Optical Performance Review and just had tremendous results, tremendous feedback from our members. So I'm excited to talk to you today about some of those issues around optical sales. And let's just start with a conversation about what is going on in the industry right now. We were talking earlier about how the optical industry is kind of at a standstill right now, and what's impacting that? What's in your opinion, what are the forces that are making that difference?
Well, there's a lot of things that are impacting it. Number one, we've got a scenario where managed care has really impacted the motivation in a lot of ways of the industry to grow and to sell. Number one. Number two, we have a situation where the brand name products that are available to the consumer, while everyone thought that this was driving volume and growth, if you look at overall unit sales over the last really 20 years since the explosion of brands on the marketplace, there hasn't been any growth. So we have to ask ourselves, what have the effects of branded product had actually on total consumption of eyewear units? Where I do see a tremendous trend at this point in the industry is with those practices that choose to write multiple prescriptions and follow it through in the optical so that they're actually recommending and selling an eyewear wardrobe based on actual consumer lifestyle needs.
So doctors that are really training their staff and putting a program in place where they're educating the consumer that you need multiple pairs, different pairs of eyewear for different occasions, different lifestyle choices, if you're outside playing sports and those kinds of things.
Yeah, absolutely. When I go around and deal with different practices, every staff member will always agree that everybody who's a patient needs at least 3 to 4 pairs of glasses. Then I ask the question, why do so many people only end up buying 1 pair of glasses? And quite often the answer to that question is because they're only thinking about 1 pair being the solution to that patient's needs. And countless times I see a scenario develop where the patient comes out of the exam room, they're handed off to the optician, and what happens is the optician spends a tremendous amount of time just selling or helping that patient select the perfect frame. There's things like, this matches your hair perfectly, this goes with everything, and this kind of dialogue, whereas that may seem natural and helpful, but actually to that patient, who's actually a customer, first and foremost, it's not that helpful, because if you're selling them 1 pair of glasses, you're really selling them short. Everyone I know who has an eyewear wardrobe, everyone I've ever talked to is elated to own that, and they feel like they're better off. So I think we're at the point in the industry where we're moving simply from vision fulfillment and correction to vision optimization. And the fashion part of this, having the combination of fashion and function, puts us as an industry in such an ideal position to accelerate the satisfaction levels of our customers, number one, and number two, to really grow our practices and become much more profitable in the process.
As you're speaking, what I hear, or what my question is, and what I'm hearing you suggest is that there's almost this divide. Managed care is not going to support the purchase of 4 or 5 pairs of eyewear, I don't think. And so what I hear you saying is sort of there's one way of doing business that really has practices kind of coasting on plans that decide for you what's possible with patients, and then another group of ODs that are really building practices based upon an enhanced approach to consumer service, fashion-based service, consumer-driven. Is that a fair thing to say? Is that how you see
Absolutely, absolutely. There's really, in a way, there's a stratification within the industry that's occurred of the haves and the have-nots, those who are thriving and those who are suffering. A good example is in the last week, I came across two people I know quite well. One's named Howard, and the other name is Robin. I will not put the last names out there to protect the innocent or the guilty. And what's really interesting is Howard was basically complaining to me, saying, you know what, managed care is limiting me. They've got me backed into a corner. I can't survive. I can't really thrive even. My income's down 50% over 5 years ago.
Wow.
Robin, on the other hand, said, you know what, we had our best year ever. She said to me that she's so elated to know the techniques and the strategies to help people to truly get what they need, and that the way that she presents managed care is that it's really like fashion insurance as opposed to medical insurance. So when they do the handoff after the exam, they really take this approach that, you know what, how fantastic, your plan will pay for $185 of your eyewear today. And our eyewear treatment plan consists of a pair of polarized sunglasses, computer glasses, and everyday reading glasses. And so you have $180 off of this $1,000 investment. How fantastic is that? This year, Robin will, practice will grow 12%. And profits will be up almost 22% over last year. So